everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be reviewing a very controversial product that just recently launched, and that is the new Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. I really wasn't sure whether or not I was going to review it, but I have been getting a lot of questions about it on Snapchat in particular. And then once I showed you all on Snapchat that I did purchase it, a lot of you wanted me to have that foundation review up soon. So here it is. I was on the fence about purchasing it because of the lack of shade range. As most of you know, the swatches that I have seen are just horrible. For this being their first product, their first actual makeup product, it's not very inclusive. And the thing that annoyed me about the lack of inclusivity with this particular brand was the fact that the founder and CEO is Latina herself. So you would think that she would be a little bit more aware of inclusivity and diversity, and having that in her foundation, in her first foundation, I would think would be very important, especially because there is a big Afro-Latina community that needs to be catered to. I mean, you have Cubanas, you have Dominicanas, you have Puerto Ricanas, you have Venezolanas. When I saw the swatches, most of them are just like in the light beige area. And then just kind of like the last third of the foundation shades are for like medium to somewhat deep complexions. That really irritated me. I didn't say anything when Tarte Shape Tape Foundation came out. I didn't even review it on my channel because I figured a lot of people were already talking about it, and I didn't need to provide you all with another video talking about the same exact issue that we're seeing here with this new foundation. But like I said, this founder is Latina, so I would have thought that there would just be more consideration to the shade range. When I first heard that there was going to be 32 different shades to choose from, I was actually pretty excited. But then once I saw exactly what those shades all looked like, not so excited. I'm still going to put this review together for you all just to put the foundation to the test and critique the foundation itself. I think I've made my point clear as far as the lack of shade range. Even the lightest shade isn't really that light. I don't think it would cater to very fair complexions. And the deepest shade, like I mentioned, it's just not very deep. So those are my personal thoughts on it. So now we'll get into the actual review. I'm sure that most of you have seen the packaging on this, which I personally really like. I like the fact that it has a pump, and I love the fact that you can actually distribute the product here where you can wipe it clean and not have to get your hands dirty. A lot of the time I do forget that I apply foundation onto the back of my hand, and then I go to reach for something or it wipes on something by accident, and I have a stain. So I appreciate this very much. It also has a little lock button back here, which is very convenient in case you are traveling, or if you have kids in the house and you just don't want them to pump away at your foundation. It's very nice to have. The foundation retails for $40 US. You get one full fluid ounce worth of product, which is pretty typical for liquid foundations to come in one fluid ounce. And it has a shelf life of 12 months. I grabbed the shade 3.35 to try out today, and yeah, we'll see how it looks. Now this foundation is supposed to be a matte that still looks like skin. So it's supposed to allow you to have a full coverage without feeling heavy or cakey on the skin. So it's very lightweight. You're supposed to be able to wear it for up to 24 hours, which I don't know of anyone that will or would wear it for that long, but I am going to try to wear it for at least 8 hours today to see how it holds up. It has been very hot, very humid because we have been getting a lot of rain lately. It's pretty much been every single day we have a different thunderstorm or multiple thunderstorms throughout the day, so it's very humid out and very hot. I am going to be running errands, so I am going to definitely put the matte claim to the test. I tend to get very oily along my T-zone, especially lately. My skin is just changing, so the T-zone tends to get oily. Other than that, I'm pretty normal everywhere else. I don't have any kind of dry patches or any kind of dry spots to worry about, which is why I'm good with a matte foundation. As far as how to use it, you're supposed to just be able to pump some of the product out, and then you can apply it using a damp beauty blender. For me personally, I'm going to be using my damp 3D HD blender from Sigma. By the way, if you're looking to get your hands on it, it is included in my Sigma set, which is still on sale. Link is in the description down below. You get this guy, which is wonderful for the entire face, just all over the face, especially underneath the eyes. And you also get 3 eye brushes. So still on sale, link down below. Okay, so let's get started with this. But before I apply foundation, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color correct the under eye area. I'm using the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector in the shade Medium to Deep just to apply a little bit of corrector under here. I like to apply this before I apply my foundation. Okay, so now it is time for foundation. Okay, so I'm going to unlock it. And I'm only going to do a couple pumps for now and see what kind of coverage I get. Grab it with my 3D blender. Okay, so I really like the way that this is looking right now. It's just kind of like an enhanced version of my skin. It's like my skin but better. It's not completely covering everything up, but it's just making everything really nice and even. Okay, so now I have foundation on this cheek and nothing on this cheek. I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can see exactly what the foundation looks like up close after application and then what my skin looked like before I applied anything on top of it. Okay, so this is what my skin looked like before I applied anything onto it. And then this is what it looks like after one layer of foundation. All right, now we're gonna do the other side. This is when you can really see how much lighter this is. Okay, so this is the side that I applied first, and I can already tell that it's setting. And it is giving me a light matte finish. It's not completely dry, but I can tell that it is setting already. I feel like you have a little bit of play room in order to be able to blend it. So it's not one of those foundations that as soon as you apply it, it sets right away. Like you have to give it a minute. So you're able to build the coverage up without the first layer completely setting on you beforehand. So I appreciate that it doesn't set right away. I like the way that it feels. It does feel very lightweight. It does not feel heavy whatsoever, and it's giving me really good coverage, especially for the amount of product that I used. I only applied one layer, and it pretty much got rid of all of my imperfections, but I can still see my skin. All right, so now I'm going to jump off camera really quickly in order to finish off the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I am back with a full face of makeup. The foundation set within a few minutes of me applying it, so all of my powders went on top of it, no problems. And so far, so good. It's still looking pretty good. However, definitely not my shade. I mean, look at this. I don't know. So we're going to wear it for the entire day and see what we get at the end. It is currently 11:44 in the morning. I do plan on wearing this for an entire 8-hour day and of course coming back halfway through the day in order to show you all some close-ups and to just talk to you all a little bit about how the foundation has been wearing up to that point. So I will see you all back here in a few hours for my midday check-in. Okay, so now I am back for my midday check-in. It is currently 4:14 in the afternoon. So I've had this foundation on for a little over 4 hours. So I've been out in the humidity for a little bit. I've had this foundation on for a while, and so far it's still holding up. It still looks really nice on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy. It's not giving me any kind of excessive shininess anywhere. I do have highlight here along the bridge of my nose, but that is something that I personally applied. And I also have highlight here along the tops of my cheeks and a little bit here along the chin, but of course, I don't have any highlights along the forehead, and right now I can't see any of my lights bouncing back off of it. So that's definitely a plus. Everything is staying put and it still looks really nice. So now I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at my skin up close after 4 hours of wear. Okay, so this is what my skin looks like here on the left cheek. Everything, like I said, it still looks intact. Nothing's moved around. And the same goes for this side. As far as my forehead, as you can see, there isn't any excessive shininess coming off of it, so I'm still pretty matte. And even though the foundation's matte, it's not settling in to my fine lines here or making them very pronounced. Sometimes matte foundations will do that to me, but this one, still pretty good. So that is all that I have for my midday check-in. I do plan on finishing off my day at around 8 o'clock, 8:30, something like that, in order to give it a nice long day's worth of wear. So I will see you back here at the end of the night for my final thoughts on this new foundation. Okay, so now I'm back for my final check-in. It is currently 8:21, so I've had this foundation on for almost 9 hours now. Before I get into my overall opinion of the foundation, I'm going to zoom you all in one last time so that you can get a better look at the foundation up close on my skin after almost 9 hours of wear. Okay, so this is what the foundation looks like up close on my left cheek. Everything's still in place, still looks really nice on the skin. This is what it looks like on the right side, so same situation. As far as my forehead, I don't see it making me oily. It has not done that whatsoever. It still feels pretty good. And it also has not settled into my laugh lines. All right, so as you can see, the foundation, it still looks great. It still looks great on the skin. The formula is great. I really, really love it. It reminds me of the Cover FX Power Play foundation. That's what this wore like to me, which I really loved that foundation. I need to buy a deeper shade in order to continue to wear it throughout the remainder of the summer because I really, really enjoyed that one. This one, it wears the exact same. It's just such a shame that the shade range just really isn't there for a lot of people. Hopefully the brand learns and grows from this and expands their shade range to something that's a little bit more acceptable than what they initially launched. You all don't know this because I don't think I've ever mentioned it on my channel before, but I worked for Estee Lauder for about a year or so. I wasn't like a permanent counter person, but I was just someone that would fill in whenever different counters would need like an extra body. If a counter had an event of some sort, then I would be assigned to that particular store on that particular day, and then I would help them out with sales, or I would help them out with like makeup application on people, or like shade matching, stuff like that, foundation matching, and it was really fun. Now at one of the locations there was a particular event that I attended and that I helped out with, in which we were going to get some women, young women, come in and just get glammed up. I was there ready to work, ready to make these women just feel gorgeous. And I remember that there was one girl in particular whom I could not find a shade of foundation for. She had beautiful skin, but her skin tone was deeper than anything that we had to offer. And I still tried my best to make her feel as gorgeous as all of her other friends felt, even though everybody else got like foundations and they were able to get matched and whatnot. I wasn't able to match her, but I still tried my hardest. And I mean, fortunately, her skin was beautiful. It was clear. It was just gorgeous skin. But she wanted that full glam experience that I could not provide because we did not have the shade to match. And that is when I realized like what a problem it was in the industry to not have that catering shade range for people. I know I don't always talk about it when I'm reviewing foundations, but I always think of that scenario. I always think of when that happened, and I don't like it. I just don't understand why new brands, or I mean, Beauty Blender is not a new brand, but they're definitely trying to become more of a makeup brand rather than just a beauty blender, like a sponge. And so I don't get why they've had all these examples of things to do, things not to do, and they just chose not to do the things that they should do. So anyway, I hope that they learn. Like I mentioned, I hope that they expand on their shade range. That would be really nice to see because the formula is actually really, really good. So those are my thoughts on this new Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this video review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future product reviews, makeup tutorials, anything beauty related. And also don't forget to follow me on all of my other social media platforms. I am All Beauty by Sarah with an H on Instagram and All Beauty by Sarah without the H on Snapchat and Twitter. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.